Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, as we love to hear back from our viewers. Also, if you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron of our show through Patreon and or GoFundMe. Links are listed below the video in the description. From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gerry Kissell.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Minefield with Keith and Gerry. Und Gerry. Wir schauen es in German. Guten Tag, wohin gehen Sie bitte? Wo ist das Papas?
Solid. Anyway.
Happy Saturday. Look, we've got some big birthdays coming up. I mean, the next 3 days of episodes are going to have some real serious birthdays.
Yeah.
So today we got, oh my gosh, what's his name? The head of groundskeeper for Hogwarts, Robbie Coltrane.
Who isn't really that tall in real life.
No, he's not. But he's sick right now, you know. They just did a story about, he's in a wheelchair now. It's tragic what's going on with him.
Loved him in Crawl.
Yeah, he did a series called Cracker.
Yeah.
That was just, they made it here in America with that actor that ended up dying. Cocaine overdose.
Yeah.
But my God, Coltrane was so much better though.
Yeah.
His version of Cracker was brilliant. We got, oh my God, the master, Dick Tracy himself, Warren Beatty. He still owns Dick Tracy.
He was still trying to talk up the fact that he wanted to try to do a sequel. I'd be interested to see what his
I
take
would
be.
damn well be interested to see him do Dick Tracy again. Just as long as it doesn't have Madonna.
Yeah.
And so, oh, and Miss Juliet Landau, Martin Landau's daughter.
Yes.
Big dish eyes. Yeah. My God, she's got big eyes.
Well, I mean, it's very reminiscent of her mom, Barbara Bain.
Barbara Bain. And we lost her too. So we lost both Barbara and Martin.
Yeah.
And then posthumous birthdays today with, oh man, Sean Astin's not biological dad, as we find out. He is his adopted father.
Yeah.
And John Astin, the original Gomez Adams.
Yeah.
That's right. And of course, the brilliant and dead Richard Dysart. Yeah, he's dead.
True.
Richard Dysart was a great actor. Yeah. Chronic pain his whole adult life. And he was brilliant as Doc Copper in The Thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
That was one of the best casts I've ever seen in a film. Just amazing.
Well, Carpenter got a really his eye for casting all those people was amazing. And
speaking of John Carpenter, he's one of our first stories. We got horror master John Carpenter is to receive the 2019 Golden Coach Award, or as they call it, the Carrosse, it's French, d'Or, for directors. And this is, of course, at the Cannes Film Festival. And this is because of his ability to convey so much within his films and to get so much out of its cast. And the way he shoots these films. So I think it's a well-deserved award, and I'm glad to see it. Because, you know, he's finally seeing his payday, too. You know, because the studios, even though he did some studio films, the studios never really treated him like the royalty that he really is. Because I have my top 10 list of favorite films of all time. And that list will never change. It's never going to change. No matter how great a new film is, those films had such an impact on me, they'll never change. Yeah. And the first 5 are nothing but John Carpenter and Ridley Scott films. And those two men had such an impact on me from the age of, what was I, 12, the first time I saw a John Carpenter film. Yeah. And, no, I was 11. I was 11 years old when I saw his first movie. It was Elvis. He did that for TV movie with Kurt Russell.
I just think that John Carpenter is just one of these guys that just absolutely always knew what he was doing. You never felt that he was winging it.
No, he always had a vision.
Yeah.
You know, and he saw the finished film in his head.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that was amazing to me, is when you get these directors that really do have it in their head, the whole film edited it in advance. Ridley's like that too.
Yeah.
And these guys aren't known for winging it, per se, where there's like, oh, you know what, let's go this way this time. Let's deliver this line this way, and now deliver it this way. And they'll shoot a scene over and over in different ways. Ridley does multiple shots, known to shoot like Stanley Kubrick level shots of a scene, multiple shots. But what he's looking for is the singular best performance, where it comes out the most natural and looks exactly the way he sees it in his head. Yeah. And he will keep doing it and keep doing it until he gets what he wants. Now, he's not as bad as Kubrick, because Kubrick would do it up to almost 100 shots.
Yeah.
He drove actor, Nicholson said he'd never work with him again.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
No matter what, he's complimented him as his brilliance, but he said, I'll never work with him again, because I gotta tell you, Nicholson doesn't want to work that hard.
That's good.
And then, of course, you know, do you have anything else to say about Carpenter?
Only that it's just well-deserved and about time.
Yeah. And I said he's finally getting his payday.
Yeah.
He, you know, with all these reboots or sequels that they're talking about, The Rock, he's finally getting some scratch. Yeah. And that's all he cares about, really.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't think he really is inspired to do anything new.
Well, he's not inspired by Hollywood or really the industry.
I think it's just he's willing to go with whatever reboots or remakes somebody wants to do.
As long as he gets paid it.
Yeah, as long as he gets his money. I mean, and that's as it should be. So
yeah, heck yeah.
He's got a great attitude about it.
Good on you, John Carpenter, the king of horror. And with that, we'll move on to the king of kindness.
What is it with Keanu Reeves and just being...
You just love this guy. I have been a fan of his since the first time I saw him. And I'm telling you, man, to hear the story that came out, you know, that he had saved the day, in a way, for these passengers on this plane that had to do an emergency landing. And, you know, no, he didn't have to pilot the plane or anything like that. No, but when he got down to the ground, he helped everybody. Helped them get to where they needed to go. He paid for it out of pocket. And while everybody's waiting, he stuck around with them and took photo ops with everybody. Everybody's like doing selfies with him. He doesn't care. He's just the coolest, most zen dude you will ever meet in your life.
I'm telling you, it's like he's gearing up to like run for president or something.
I'd vote for him.
And seriously, if his platform was all about just cotton candy for everybody, it's like, that doesn't cure half my problems, but I'll vote for him.
Just be cool, man. I'd vote for him.
Be an excellent candidate.
And I don't care if he'd be Republican, Libertarian, or Green Party, or what. I'd vote for him. So anyway, and this falls on the heels of us, you know, announcing the news that they had announced that they are officially shooting the movie.
Yeah.
Next adventure, which is called, what was it?
Face the Music.
Face the Music with the Wild Stallions. Yeah, baby. So, love you, Keanu. Hope you watch the show.
Well, now the next is the Ash versus the Evil Dead announcement.
Which I find funny, because wasn't it just about 18 months ago when Bruce Campbell announced that he would never play Ash again, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm friends with, well, I work for and am friends with Josh Becker, who, of course, I was introduced to by Bruce Campbell. And so I've known him through my adult life. And I always find it funny when I said to him, you know, it's just money. When it comes down to it with Bruce, if you've got enough money, he will do whatever it is that you want to do.
Really?
He'll even read the telephone book on camera for money. But I'm excited about this because Ash versus the Evil Dead is heading to Dead by Dawn game.
Wow. And
Bruce is voicing it. So I'm like, there you go. Yes. And that's where Evil Dead really does belong.
Yeah.
I love that the last two iterations of video games. And I played them on my Xbox. I loved them. I got such a kick out of it. And I always get a kick out of Bruce's little smart aleck remarks. Oh, you born in a barn? Probably were with the rest of the... Anyway.
Love you, Bruce.
Bruce is the bomb, yo, diggity. So, next one, of course, is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, new TV spot. And I watched it right when it was released, and blew me away. And what blew me away was not only did we get some great footage of the monsters, they actually used an orchestral version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I got weepy-eyed. I got weepy-eyed. I got the goosebumps. Got them now just talking about it. Look at that. Goosebumps. Fat man with goosebumps. Right there. And I got to tell you, man, I'm so excited about this movie. I really am. I just, oh my God, I can hardly wait. It's like, we got a month for it now?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait a whole month.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. along with the rest of the cast. I'm telling
you.
you.
And that Millie Brown?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. She's adorable.
She is.
She is so adorable. And she really does remind me of a young Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when she was like wanting to play young Princess Leia, I was like, I'd be all down for that. She's so cute.
See, that would be great. That's one movie they should.
A young Princess Leia on her adventures, because she was having adventures before Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, you think she was just on that Rebel blockade runner for the first time in her life doing spy stuff?
Oh, no.
No way. I wonder if they did do something with her, if she winces when she fires a blaster the way Leia always did, because Carrie Fisher was terrified of, because they used real blanks when they fired those guns, and it would make a loud noise. And whenever she would go to fire, watch her face. She's always like closing her eyes and grimacing before she squeezes the trigger. Well, I can't help but wonder if Millie Bobby Brown's going to do the same thing with grimacing and making the teeth and everything and squinting her eyes if they do a Star Wars film with her. But we'll just have to cross our fingers and hope for the best.
Make that movie.
Amen. So we could close out here, or we could talk just a little bit about what we had talked about earlier with our friend Sammy, who is a voice actress in the anime industry, as well as other stuff. She worked for Robert Rodriguez, and she was in Sin City. She's best known, what is it? She was in Soul Hunter, Sakura Wars, let's see, Final Fantasy Unlimited. She also played Isis in the DC Universe Unlimited.
Yeah, she's really good at that.
She's really good, yes. And she's also, she's in Scanner Darkly, another Philip K. Dick thing, and I'm a big Philip K. Dick fan.
Gotcha, man.
I'm a Dick fan. So, but she's, because, you know, my position's really well known with people who actually know me personally, that I'm a fan of Vic Mignogna's Star Trek series. I felt it was so much better a fan series than the other show. That even though they had David Gerrold working on that other show, so the writing was good, I felt the acting was substandard, and the production values weren't very good. While Vic Mignogna's Star Trek, or what did he call it, Star Trek Continues, was amazing. And even Gene Roddenberry's boy loved the show. He said that if Gene was alive, he'd consider it canon. Yeah. And I got to agree, it really held on to the Star Trek feel and the way they shot it. Yeah. Even though they shot it in HD, it really felt like it was the old show. The way they lit it and everything. And they, of course, built the whole set exactly based off the specs. It's a beautiful show. And Vic did a spot on Kirk without doing a horrible impression of William Shatner. It was just his own performance. And I was surprised later to find out that he's a voice actor. Yeah. So I had talked to him a few times, and I found him to be a really congenial guy, really friendly. But I'm a dude. So I don't know, you know, because there's a lot of, we both have been to a lot of conventions. We know there's a lot of sex going on with those things. I'm sure there was a lot of consensual sex with him, but I believe it was all consensual, and I believe they were all of the legal age. I don't buy for a second that that guy would fall into that trapping. But I do believe that he probably partook a lot in sex play. But I still support Vic. And but I don't agree with what's happening to my friend Sammy. because they're blaming her, acting like she's the person who fired him. She doesn't have that kind of authority.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she did not pull the trigger on Vic being fired.
Yeah.
You know, and these people are saying these are the I support Vic people, and despite my supporting Vic, what they're doing to her is just as bad as what they're saying is being done to Vic.
Yeah.
They're making up stuff that's not true about her. She did not fake those. I know Sammy. I love that girl. She does not lie. She's not going to make up stuff. She's one of the most honest, most decent people I think I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, it's discouraging to see that coming in here. When you see people that you want to support attacking the person that you love, it really, well, I'm going to say the word, it pisses me off.
I've known Sammy for a few years myself, and I've also met Vic on 2 occasions. My thing when it comes to this particular issue is just to let whatever investigations happen. Figure out all of this stuff and then make a ruling and a decision. As far as being a fan, you can support one without really doing any harm to the other. Just allow the investigation to roll on and do what it needs to do without you having to do anything.
Well, this what you're saying is really what I've talked about in the past, which is, and I just said this to a friend of mine from Chico Comics out in California.
Yeah.
I said, you know, I'm very diplomatic about things. That's why people like me.
Yeah.
I don't know why sometimes, because I'm kind of a dick. But I say things that really dickish things, but I say it with such a nice smile that people go, oh, he's nice, despite being insulting. But the fact is this, you know, one side doesn't like something that somebody else says. It doesn't matter what side it is, they call him a troll.
Yeah.
And my friend at Chico Comics used the word troll, and I said, I don't like that word troll. Trolls to me are people who do drive-by comments. They come in, blast, and then leave, and just leave everybody like a tornado. Just like, what just happened? What? And then people lose their shit, and they start saying whatever. But troll now has a different kind of meaning, which is these are people that are negative people. The thing is, though, when you have an opposing view to something, you're not a troll for having that opposing view. You're not. And I'm kind of tired of people throwing this word troll around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I run into people all the time that say stuff that I don't agree with, and I get along with them just fine. Because even though I'm not stupid, yeah, I am kind of stupid. But I have a tendency of trying to just try to listen to what the other person has to say.
Yeah.
And if people would just be proactive to whatever it is they're supporting and stop attacking. Because this is what I hate about the Me Too movement. It is all about attack. It is all about attacking people's character. It's about attack. That's why I don't like it. It's not a proactive group. It's not a positive. Oh, it's about supporting that person. No, no, no. There's somebody else in that conversation that you're bringing up. And there's no proof that they did what you're saying they did. And you're putting it out there for public consumption. And we don't know if they're guilty. Well, you need to believe, you should always believe a woman. It's like, I don't believe anybody unless I know them. And even then sometimes I'm like, well, wait a minute, that sounds kind of funny. So you should question everything. I was always raised that. I watched Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo taught us to question everything as a kid.
He did.
Yeah. So your thoughts, your closing thoughts on this?
Look, this is a very delicate issue. I mean, seriously, after everything that's going on with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, I mean...
Yeah, they took her word, and then you find out there's video proof and witnesses that say the opposite for Johnny Depp.
The thing is that you should always just allow whatever investigation to happen. Because, that's going to be people dealing with things that a lot of us, usually fans, have no privy to. Okay, there are things that go on in a lot of relationships that we just do not understand. So if you just hang back and wait for everything to just be investigated, that'd be great. It'd be great for everyone. Again, you can have your opposing views, but To just go out and start attacking people is just...
It's ridiculous, and that's what they're doing to her. They're on these websites making up stuff saying that they called her Jussie Smollett, another Jussie Smollett making up an attack. When the fact is like, yeah, the police have confirmed that, the door was kicked in, but it wasn't swatting like she thought it was. But she thought it was swatting because the person that was menacing her had said swatting. You've been swatted.
Yeah.
And so it's not like she made up that word and just came up with it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So what it is somebody kicked in that door. We don't know who did it. But to allege that she was pulling a Jussie Smollett is irresponsible. It's massively irresponsible. And it's being done out of spite.
Yeah.
And not out of the goodness of your heart because you love Vic Mignogna. Because I guarantee you Vic Mignogna won't support that.
He doesn't need that kind of help.
No. He wants people to support him, not attack other people. So let's be nice out there. What's that famous saying from back in the early 90s? Can't we all just get along?
That's it. That about covers it.
Can't we just get along? Have a happy Saturday. This is Keith.
And Gary.
And this is Pop Culture Minefield. We're out of here. Y'all come back now.
You hear?
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Hi comics and monster fans, welcome to the Return to Monster Island Kickstarter campaign. I'm Nolan. You probably know my work from my years of working at Marvel and DC Comics. I'm the designer and co-creator of the Batman villain Bane. I've recently partnered with my friends at Ominous Press to bring you the 20th anniversary edition of Monster Island. And thanks to all of the backers that supported the project, it was a great success, and we can finally bring to you the long-awaited sequel, Return to Monster Island. It's been 20 years in the making, and I think everybody's been patient long enough. Return to Monster Island is the long-awaited sequel to my original story, Monster Island. It's been 20 years in the making. I've always wanted to do the sequel and the subsequent sequels. This was originally an idea that had 4 story parts, and this obviously is the first one. 2 years have passed since the original adventure, and our heroes, Mac and Duke, are called back to action. When the Monster Island shows up on the Navy radar screens above the Bering Sea, it's a race against time to get there before the Russians. A group of aliens has taken over the island, and our heroes have to set things right before the island disappears once more. New characters, new monsters, and new dangers await you on the Return to Monster Island. Some of the great rewards for this campaign include Return to Monster Island in full color, a colorized version of the original Monster Island, commission art done by me, and lots of other great stuff. Thank you for joining us for Return to Monster Island. I hope you'll consider pledging your support to this campaign. I know with your help it'll be a huge success.